It's the Treasury Department versus the big banks. Our government is pushing three of the biggest U.S. banks for doing a subpar job, in its opinion, of course, in allocating funding under the Home Affordable Modification Program. The government's punishment? Withholding money to the banks. Here now are my freedom fighters, Fox business anchor and my colleague, Chris Cotter, executive director of the Independent Women's Forum, Nicole Neely, and Newsday columnist and Freedom Watch regular, Ellis Henican. Ellis, does the government belong in the business of giving banks this money in the first place?
Well. You feeling sorry for the bankers here? Listen, you take our money, you have to follow our rules.
I asked you if they belong in the business of giving the money, not if they should have any strings.
Somebody's got to do it. I mean, we had a huge economic problem. They needed help, and now they don't want to do it.
Nicole, I have a question. I have a feeling you're laughing at Ellis's answer, not at my question, because you want to give your version of the answer to that question.
No, absolutely not. The government should not be in the business giving this money. And unfortunately for the banks, he who pays the piper calls the tune. So this is, you know, they got into this mess, but they shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Nobody can feel sorry for these banks, right?
Oh, I don't feel sorry for the banks because she was right. I mean, they got themselves into this mess by having lower lending standards. And the banks also, by the way, contractually agreed to be a part of this HAMP program, which is terrible to begin with. Now, they may have been coerced or they might have had their arms twisted to become a part of this, but they signed on the dotted line.
It is the law of the land when the government gives out money with strings. If you take the money, you accept the strings.
Okay.
The Supreme Court has accepted that.
Sure.
We also know that a lot of the Wall Street crowd are pigs. They just want money. They don't care where it comes from. So I starting to sound like you?
You sound very reasonable.
Shouldn't the free market regulate this stuff? Why should the government be in the business of bailing out anybody?
Well, if we could start over, you'd be right. And maybe someday in the future, you'll be right about it. But now we're in the middle of this morass, and I don't think we can just say, hey, banks, go rape, pillage, and plunder your customers. I don't think we want to say that.